from two of the better wide receivers in the league to putting a cap on this whole stuff with Seattle and Denver and Russell Wilson, who's a strange dude, I'll tell you that. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people call him a square guy. I'm still not sure what Ciara sees in him, but that's between them, not me. I don't even know which direction to go in here first, so why don't we start off with putting a cap on the first game of the season. He was finally asked and addressed yesterday at a press conference what he was thinking when Hackett decided to kick the field goal.
At the break, Cody put it the best.
Yes.
He's an alien acting as a human.
Yes.
That's what it
But he
is.
is constantly malfunctioning. He's a robot. He's like, oh, human mode activated. And he puts on this terrible smile that is painful for me to look at.
Yeah, here's the real problem with it. We've seen this video now 50 times, meaning the last play of the game and then going for that 64-yard kick. At no point is Russell Wilson calling a play. No. At no point is Russell Wilson telling Hackett, I got this. Let's go, guys. At no point do they even huddle up after Pete Carroll calls the timeout. So the notion that I was ready to go, I had a play I was going to call, is BS. Mm-hmm. He was happy to walk off the field and watch his kicker miss a 64-yard field goal. Why? Because he got the bag. Money changes everybody. And everybody that says the money won't change me is lying. Trust me, when you get the money, it changes you. Losing all the money also changes you, and I can speak to both. It's a lot better to have the money and not care than not have the money and suddenly care. I've lived it. I can tell you that. The other thing I've not lived yet, because I'm not Russell Wilson, is thinking that people really want me to put out a TikTok video and open up my personal life to the public in that manner. This is why Russell Wilson, as Cody just said, is a robot sometimes. So this is what he cares about, the 4 Fs. Okay? Now, I've heard of the 3 S's. I've not heard of, shower, shave. The 4 F's are apparently football, family. Okay, I get that. Faith. I respect that. It's the 4th F that I'm trying to figure out. I respect the family. I respect faith. I respect football. I don't respect the air guitar. His 4th F is flying?
I don't know.
Excuse me?
I mean, the guy did just get the bag, as you said, so he's probably flying his own private jet.
Oh, well and good. Football, faith, family. Flying doesn't fit.
I would also like to point out that I think they're living in a hotel.
Oh, they haven't bought a house yet in Denver?
No, they definitely bought a very nice house, and
Yeah.
they paid a bunch of money for it, and it's been well documented. But you watch that video, and it looks like they're living in the hallway of a hotel.
Or maybe he's at like a marquee jet, a private airport getting ready to take off.
Maybe that's why they're flying. Maybe.
I could see his Hall of Fame speech right now. It's such an honor to be in the Hall of Fame. I've always said the 4 most important things in my life are football, my beautiful family right there in the front row, faith, God is good, and flying. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about, man?
Maybe he's just really bad at alliteration. He couldn't come up with a 4th F.
You don't need a 4th F. There's 3 F's. There's plenty. There's only 3 S's.
If he doesn't give us the 4th F, he's going to play more air guitar, and we don't want that,
Also
Greg.
very true. Very true.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think we needed the whole video in the first place. Like the whole thing.
I don't think we need Russell Wilson in the first place.
I'm starting to get sick and tired of Russell Wilson, I can tell you that. One guy who you're not going to see a lot of, at least when it comes to, TikTok videos or doing stuff outside of football, is my main man, Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson made it very clear yesterday, because the reporters are just doing their jobs. You got to keep asking the question. The report came out that, they did offer him like $250, but half was guaranteed. It wasn't the Deshaun Watson deal, and that's the deal he wants. He did say unequivocally, guys, this is it. I am not discussing my contract. Don't ask me again. Matter of fact, if you guys start asking me good questions, I will reward you with popcorn. Okay. Do we have any popcorn here? Because I got a lot of questions I can ask him. But that's mature. That's a guy who gets it, who I have a lot of respect for. Didn't play great, but played well enough to beat the Jets in week 1. And he recognizes that if every week leads off with Lamar, what's going on with the contract, it gets old, and it's already old.
The contract being put out there where they said, hey, listen, we tried to go $250 million and he turned it down. That's coming from the team.
Of course.
So like it probably isn't real. And they're just trying to make themselves look better for Baltimore and their fans.
I think they probably, swung that off for knowing he wasn't going to say yes.
Right.
Because then you can say to your fan base, hey, we did everything in our power.
Right.
We just offered Lamar Jackson $130 million guaranteed and $250 over the length of the contract, which he would never see, obviously. That way the fan base isn't pissed at you.
Exactly, because you look at, whoever in Baltimore is sitting there and be like, I would take 150 guaranteed. Like, obviously, I would do that.
Right.
And so they pandered to the fan base. But at the same time, I love Lamar saying it. Like, listen, we're not talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
I love it. I think
he's said it a couple times, but I think, again, I've covered a team. I've done that job before, and no one should ever dictate to you as a reporter. You're not going to tell me what questions I'm allowed to ask you. But I think in this regard, I think the reporters will respect it because unless something new happens or it comes out, I've answered the question. I don't want the deal they offered me. I'm not going to tell you the exact deal I want, but I think you guys know. And until we get to that deal, I'm not signing a contract.
Can you think of a single QB or actually any NFL player that has handled this as good as Lamar? Because he's handling it good.
I think for a kid, he's a kid. I mean, to us, he's a 25-year-old kid who has done this, I think, perfectly. And for every future quarterback, because it's mainly quarterbacks that are going to do this, get the guaranteed big-time money. Russell Wilson, whoever it is, Brady, him. This is a class in how to do it right. You're not a distraction. He doesn't come across as selfish or egotistical. It's not a me thing. Excuse me. He's not threatening to leave the team and go play baseball or hold out and not play at all. Like, I commend him because I'm sure we've all had contract negotiations in our lives. It's not fun. There's always an aspect of it that is not fun. And to me, I just give this kid all the credit in the world. He's a great football player and seems like a great guy, too.
Yeah. What I find funny is it's Cleveland set the bar with Deshaun Watson, right? And it's Baltimore, who Cleveland was Baltimore.
Right.
And so now having that, now they're sticking it to Baltimore, it's kind of funny.
You were on the Jets when Revis held out, which is pretty much every single year.
Right.
Did that?
I think he's still holding out.
Yeah, he might be. He's not going to the Hall of Fame.
I don't know for what. Yeah.
He goes, wait a minute, I'm not going there until I can fly like Russell Wilson. Was that an issue to you guys at all?
No, not at all. And that's the thing, when you're in the locker room, everyone always talks about it's a business.
Right.
And players understand that. Guys trying to get things that they need for their family, for what they feel like they're entitled to. And so Revis holding out was never like, I can't believe he's holding out. He's putting us, behind the eight ball. It was a non-issue for the players.
There's always
the team,
been,
not so much. And I actually appreciated Revis holding out.
Why?
Because I got my deal done quicker, because I think it made the team look better that they got my deal done.
Snake in the grass. Hey, Darrell, hold out.
Yeah, keep
hey,
holding
Mike
out.
Tannenbaum, I need to talk to you.
Hey, Mike, how we doing?
I'll take the deal.
Well, listen, there's a man code. It's a woman's code, too, I suppose, as well, that I think we all adhere to. And I think in the NFL locker room especially, you never mess with a man's money.
Yeah.
You don't ask about it. It's none of your business. You don't concern yourself with it. And until it affects your money, let that guy do whatever he's got to do. Period. Stop, right?
Period. Stop. Now, if Revis had gotten into a full season holdout, like we're in game 6 and we just don't have great corner play, be like, you know what? You're kind of really hurting us here.
Right.
But for training camp, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.